Honestly, that's pretty fucked up. They're people too. Welcome back to the dock.
No, they're not.
Oh, that's a bold statement. Welcome back to the dock.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Yeah.
Dude, it's tornado season out here. Look at it.
Yeah.
Dude.
I thought tornado season was over.
No, it's only just begun.
It's only just begun.
Dude, I like the tornado, but you put a little wimpy F1 right here. You know, this might be a F2.
Yeah, I think that's probably an F.
Maybe a 2. Probably a 2. Oh,
Well,
did it just get bigger?
Got a little bigger.
it's teleporting. Yeah.
Wow. And then there's little Chucky over here. See him?
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, that's where I want to be when Jesus comes back.
Where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
In the middle of a field with a fucking tornado.
In a baby costume.
Baby suit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My name is Fred Stewart, and with me as always, my lovely co-host.
Not Sandra. She's not with you as always. It's me. You might not recognize me because I'm super fucking tan now.
I thought you were going to say super fucking fat.
And
now.
also fat. I'm super fucking fat and tan now.
Yeah.
And then over here we got a little Charles.
Little Charles Hags. What's
Charles
up?
Hags.
I'm back.
What up?
Been a while,
It's been a while.
especially online. You know, I haven't seen a new doc come out in months.
Yeah, we've been slacking on it. They're rendered, ready to go, and then we lost all the files, the old ones.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking bummed about that.
I heard we lost
A
some
little
classics.
A little bummy.
Yeah, we lost a lot of classics.
I didn't have the heart to tell Chato that we lost his episode.
I'm sure it's out there. It's gotta be
you
out
have
there
the heart.
somewhere.
You didn't have the balls to tell Chato that.
Fucking mean we lost them.
I had to pull my pants down and start being a pussy. I think we should get Chato back on here for an episode and then tell him on that one that we lost the episode and see. his
Yeah.
reaction.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just go, really? Fuck. I swear every fucking thing I do.
Then also here we have a guest with us today. And her name is Sandra.
Hello.
Hello.
I should say pleasure to be here, but I'm not sure if it's a pleasure.
You don't want to
yet.
be here?
I don't know.
You
I'm a
can
little
leave right
nervous.
fucking now.
Just say you don't want to be here.
I'm used to getting kicked out. Get out of here. We're fucking busy.
Sandra is Charles's SO, as they say in Gen Z, right? SO. Your
What's that?
significant
Oh.
other.
Sig other.
Your sig other.
Is it, it's, yeah, we actually brought a woman onto the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't
very,
know.
very first, actually.
I didn't think we'd sell out this quick, but it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Inclusivity.
Had to
and
bring
all.
a little feminine energy
Yeah.
Other than
to
Marty.
this place.
Yeah.
Well, usually we have Marty tuck, and then we just kind of like
Yeah.
grab her in the dark.
I do have the biggest titties probably still here in the room right now.
What size?
34D.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't know.
Is it
We
just
got to
kidding?
get a measuring tape.
Like I could do that for you. I could size you up.
Size me up. Size me up, daddy.
Just grab his tit and see what size does he have.
We should
Grab it. Grab it.
I would say like a C.
Do you think that's a C?
Damn, bro.
No,
I
it's-
thought you were going to be like an A or a B. Jesus
It's
Christ.
like a B.
I was just fucking around.
Yeah, like
Marty.
a B.
Does Charles have bigger titties than me?
He's a B.
Let me feel your titties,
I'm
Charles.
a D, so.
Yeah, but now.
But Victoria standards, I'm like a triple D.
I don't know. I feel like we have similar.
Into the tornado.
We have similar titty size.
Yeah. Yeah, if we were young ladies, we would probably be pretty stoked on our titties. We'd be like,
Bro, I'd be a fucking slut, bro.
how
What
so?
about you?
That's how women run the world.
Is being sluts?
No, having titties.
Oh.
Oh.
I was like, wow, we brought a woman on the show and that
Wow.
quickly called all women sluts.
Sexist drink.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I have girl power.
She can say it because she's a woman.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna funnel all our sexist.
Better than Eric, that one show.
Yeah, we're just gonna write all the sexist things that we think and just let Sandra say them, so it's okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way of the future.
Just start off the episode, be like, "Why are women so dumb?" So Sandra, tell me.
Man, women are so stupid.
How stupid are they? That's pretty good.
But yeah,
So, Sandra, you never watched the doc before?
I've watched pieces of it. Recently got rid of my social media, so I don't see when you guys update all the time.
You got rid of your social media. That's a bold move for 2023.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get rid of it. I just deleted it off my phone, so I don't.
Oh, so you're not spending excessive amounts of time on it?
Yes.
Do you still you don't get on TikTok or anything?
Every once in a while, and that's probably where I see the doc the most.
Oh, okay.
So I'll go on TikTok and I'll like see if you guys updated any videos.
yeah, like that's where the doc lives.
The doc lives on TikTok. It's fucking. It does really
Pretty
well
much.
in there. It's really fun,
It is a lot of fun.
especially because of our last clip we put out.
Yeah, the last clip is of a clip from an episode we have not yet put out, but
Yeah.
it's there.
By the
It's
time this is
ready to
out,
go.
it'll be out.
Do you think that episode will come out?
Yeah, it will. It's already rendered and ready to be uploaded. We just need to upload it to the Buzzsprout so it's on all the podcast platforms.
What about AmFad?
AmFad needs to be
Isn't there-
added to a Buzzsprout.
Isn't there 2 episodes?
I
of
think there's
that?
one because the second one might be within the lost,
Oh, the one
audio.
with Drew.
the one with Drew. Yeah,
Ah, that one was funny.
Yeah,
was funny.
But we'll have to really dive in and look through. We're gonna have to like spend a couple hours trying to find it because
I've looked a lot, but I don't know.
I don't know.
A la verga, Marty.
Pretty-
Than you.
Digital heaven.
Verga, bro.
It doesn't help that we get fucked up during this podcast and then we're like, let's put the file in the thing, and then we just immediately
Yeah.
forget where it goes.
Yeah,
Happens a lot.
more often than you'd think. You think we'd just create one file that's just it automatic. We have done that since we've lost. Some shit,
Yeah,
actually.
ever since we
That's
lost
very
it.
Yeah,
smart.
Yeah. Fucking.
He's learning.
Good
We're
job.
learning. Hey, this is a whole learning process. Okay, we're like,
That's why you guys need a
I
woman.
mean, not including or including the episodes that never aired. We're about at least 10 or 11 episodes deep on this show, so we're still learning. We're still learning.
On Spotify, the last episode is the episode with sleep.
With Sleepy, yeah.
Yeah, and we did that. I have no beard in that one.
Yeah.
So
That was episode like 6.
that's now versus now.
Yeah.
Now.
So you've lost that many episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've lost weight, put on weight, gained a beard, lost a beard. It's been rough.
I started a cult.
The seasons have come and gone. What did you
Dude,
say?
What?
Did you?
What?
I've been wanting to, Fred.
Well, it's just a part-time hobby. It's not that big of a deal.
No, I'm legitimately serious. I really want to kind of start a cult. I think I'd be a good cult leader.
What would be your platform though? Like what?
Semi kind of like a Christian based.
Christian based. Come on, be original.
Yeah, but you need that. You need that to pull in, and then you have.
But really, we're worshiping Satan?
No, you're worshiping God, but it has like a spin on it. You bring in the
like the
spin.
spin, like
Yeah,
wait,
what's
like
a
he
spin?
wears like a spinny hat. Like what the fuck? What do you mean?
One of those. Woo.
Yeah,
No,
my son,
maybe we're like the
observe my hat.
maybe we're like the Christs of the fucking tornadoes. We go see tornadoes, and we think a tornado is gonna come suck us down or come suck us
You off?
Suck us down. Suck us
I'm in.
like
I mean, all you have to do is say is something's gonna come suck us, and I'll be there.
yeah.
Does the
Yeah.
tornado also vibrate?
No, it just sucks.
Fuck.
Yeah,
It just sucks.
Yeah, this is not for women.
Yeah, women aren't allowed in the cult. Well, they can be. They're only to do our bidding, laundry.
Wow. Typical.
no girls allowed in the cult.
Unless you also suck.
Could Sandra, do you think you could be a part of a cult?
I don't know. Not one that like takes control of women and makes them do their laundry. Fuck no.
Yeah,
I'd be
but
like, fuck this place. This place is terrible.
what if it started with like something else? It was like, you will get enlightenment, and you will finally get to go be with our Savior. And then you show up, and you kind of get into it, and then it turns into like laundry, cooking.
Get enlightenment.
That's why I would never trust anything like that.
That's
I
what-
watched too many documentaries. I'd be like, enlightenment. Man, these people are up to something.
That's why you join the Church of Christ's 3-day-old laundry.
We're all gonna eat the
Kool-Aid. We
Tide
also
Pods
have
and you
Kool-Aid.
use them.
Dude, Tide Pods as community wafers would be crazy, bro. That would go hard. Yeah.
Not you, Sandra. That goes in the machine.
Every cult though needs its downfall. You just need to have the FBI open up, and you just fucking take your AK out of your closet, out of your fucking. You're just like, I'm not having another Waco. You're not taking me. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Except we only have a gel blaster.
Jump blasters.
Although the beginning of Devil's Rejects,
Yeah,
that scene's sick.
yeah.
Devil's Rejects is one of Fred's favorite movies
Literally
of all
one of my
time.
favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I love that part because it's based on like true events where they like take all the armor like made out of the pots and pans and stuff. But yeah, that's
Yeah, that movie is so much fun. Like Captain Spaulding Sighag in the movie is my fucking favorite.
yeah.
Just, don't you like clowns? Don't you think they're funny? Don't they make you laugh? And just like, it's like, come back here and kill your entire fucking family. And you're like, he seems like a sweet guy.
I know that movie like makes you fall in love with like the murderers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
At
murderers.
the end when they're like dying, you're like, oh, spoiler alert.
That movie's like 20 years old, dude. I bet there's people that watch this podcast that weren't even alive when the movie came out.
You're
Yeah.
like, what? Who's Captain Spaulding?
Yeah.
When I was your age, we used to watch this movie all the time at the Nickel Arcade.
I know. Doesn't it suck getting older and then you like talk to someone young and you'll like bring up something and they're like, what's that?
They're like, what's
You're
the Challenger?
What?
I don't know what that feels like because I'm young. You're old.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up. Fuck you. You act older than me.
Fred's young.
Yeah.
Fred's younger than Marty.
Marty, I would say you're over the hill, but you are the hill. So
He's the Jonah Hill. It's all right. I'm fat. I can make fun. I can make fat jokes.
Fred's not fat, you son of a bitch. You can't make it. You can't make a fat
So
joke
I am?
unless your pants are size 38 or more.
Let me just hit you with the.
36.
Let me hit you with that real quick. I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking just like, I don't know, get you in a small hallway or something.
I think Marty hates nothing. Marty hates more than a small hallway.
A small hallway and sweating, bro.
Physical activity.
Gonna be like that guy that died in that.
Activity.
The guy that died in that cave just fucking gets stuck somewhere and just be like, this is it.
Just give me some mayonnaise and I'll get out.
That's just,
He just eats his way out.
he just eats.
Just start eating the walls, put mayonnaise on the walls and take a bite of it.
Fucking so.
One day
What's the
we're
movie? 127 hours. Or,
Yeah.
Mine would
He's
be like
eating
2
his-
minutes.
He just puts mayonnaise on his arm.
127
7
minutes.
127 minutes.
The running time of the movie.
Marty Calrick has been stuck in a wall for all of 5 seconds. Will he survive? And I'm like, I guess I'm starving to death unless I start eating myself. Like, hey man, can you just keep
I haven't eaten in a total of 10 minutes. I'm getting pretty hungry.
just eating yourself? Just like, I'm getting all fat and sassy.
But then he realizes that like he was stuck one way, but he gets fat while he gains weight while he's stuck.
That's awesome.
One day we're gonna look over all this footage and it's gonna be just sad. We're gonna be like, we shouldn't have been making fun of Marty.
It'd be like Ralphie May's entire career, where they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he made all these fat jokes. That's so funny, and then he fucking dies, and they're like, maybe we should have fucking said something.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have. Maybe we checked on him more.
Got him a gym membership.
and not a Jim Dandy membership. That's my favorite gym.
Yeah, same.
Have you been to Jim Dandy before?
I have the one on Sandy over there.
Oh yeah. Have you been
I've
there?
gone
Fred?
there all the time.
They got good milkshakes.
You never been to Jim Dandy, Fred?
Never been to Jim Danny's.
I feel like you'd
honestly, I
like
thought that
it
was a gay
because-
strip club. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, it's a cool little restaurant because it's like it's got that old diner vibe with
Oh, so it feels kind of racist, but it's not.
Yeah, you go in there, and it's like they got pictures of old cars and motorcycle clubs used to go there and shit like that, and it's been open for a long time. They got some good food. My actual favorite thing from that restaurant is if you go there in the breakfast and you get this thing, it's called Dick's Slop.
Ooh,
Okay.
I love that.
All right.
It's
You're not
pretty good.
convincing me that this isn't some
Oh,
sort
I'm
of
dead
fucking-
serious. It's like
This is definitely a club, bro. Ain't no way.
I'll take the dick slap.
Yeah. I'm going to Jim
You know,
Danny's.
if
Dick slop.
if they switched it
What
to
do you
being
mean, bro?
a gay club but kept the same menu, I mean, I would still go in there.
yeah.
For the milk.
I would get the Dick Slop even if it was a game club.
Yeah, the dick slop with the milkshake.
Does my dick slop come with dick slop?
Can I get the extra dick slop on the dick slop?
Can I get like a Dick's Flop on my Dick Slop?
That episode of Kitchen Nightmares is gonna be crazy, dude.
Gordon Ramsay.
So how do you make this dick slop? It's like,
No, it's actually good. It's like some fucking like hash browns with like sausage and bacon and like peppers and onions with like gravy on top. It's I like it. It's fucking. I don't know if you guys like skillets where it's like a bunch of shit mixed together all in one. That's like some of my favorite
I
breakfast
mean,
shit.
who doesn't?
Who doesn't, right?
I'm sure like the twinks don't.
Well,
The
yeah.
twins.
Yeah, they probably don't.
They're like, ugh, meat.
Potatoes.
Did you say
they-
potatoes?
Potatoes.
You said potatoes. You're like
Marty, all,
potatoes.
Potatoes.
Marty, all I could hear when you were talking about that is just fucking, just this, just over.
What? I like food. Okay, Jesus Christ, sue me.
Me and Marty should go have like an eat off somewhere.
Eat up.
We should go have an eat out with each other.
And share some dick slop.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Oh my god, dude.
We haven't shared dick slop together, but we've went up to Seattle and shared dicks for sure.
Sure. Oh yeah.
We've definitely had our fair share of dicks in Seattle.
I've had a few dicks in Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like every time we go up there, I mean, that's the most affordable thing is dicks.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like dicks.
Huh?
Have you ever had dicks, Fred?
Like the restaurant?
In Seattle, yeah. There's a restaurant in Seattle called Dick's.
It's like a fast food burger joint.
No.
And it's the cheapest food you can get in Seattle.
Yeah, even right now, their burgers are like $1.25.
That's
Yeah.
fucking insanity.
Yeah.
They're all right.
Seattle.
They're all right, but
They're pretty
it is they are open late and they're cheap. And that's why they're always popping as fuck.
I thought you were talking about like the dicks of the restaurant you can go into and they're mean to you.
Oh yeah. I've never eaten at one of those Dicks.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
real.
There's one in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
I've been to the one in Las Vegas a few times. I usually stay in the hotel where it's at. It's in the Excalibur, and it's really fun when you go in there sober because you're like, oh, these guys are funny. They're like, oh, you're a fucking twat. They fucking put a hat on you. But when you go
What
into
the
your,
fuck do you want?
but literally. But like when you go into your drunk and they're like, you're a piece of shit. Your fucking parents hate you. You're like, I don't want to be here. Making me feel bad. It's like, this is why your dad never loved you. You're like, okay, that's cool. Can I have the chicken pot pie, please?
Okay, let's make a restaurant where we get even more into it, right? We
Here, take
get
my
like
dick
if you
slop.
want
it's called cocksucker.
if you if you want to be in this restaurant, like you have to make a reservation. You have to like either link your social media, and then we'll hire people to go through your life.
Oh, do you
and,
look at personal history
Yeah,
statement?
yeah. So
Oh
we
my
can be
God.
like, this is why in 1994 your mom fucked this other guy and left your dad, and you're a piece of fucking shit. And by the time of the end of if you're not crying, then you get a refund.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be crazy. Just go in there and just be like been roasting the table, and they're like, well, they haven't roasted me. And it's like, just put your food down. They're like, I know you hit a motorcyclist in '87. You never want to stop and check on him. He's like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, the police are waiting outside.
You go through the whole meal. And nobody says shit to you, right? And then you get to the end and you're like crying and you're like, I want a refund. Nothing's coming back. And we're like, well, actually, we know you, your worst fear is being alone. So we just fucking left you the whole time.
That'd be fucking crazy.
It'd be pretty fucked up.
There is a restaurant that's in Vegas I do want to go to that they do everything in the dark.
Oh yeah.
So you go and you sit at your tables and they shut off all the lights and then the fucking waiters have nods on and then they come and like serve you food.
Jesus
and
Christ.
you just
I
eat
would
it in the
hate
dark.
that so much. I would rather someone be
way-
a dick to me.
The way restaurants are getting now to get business, you know, it's like,
That place has
Here,
existed for
eat
like
in the
over a
dark.
decade.
oh, really?
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun.
They're just like, yeah, you don't know this, but this is an actually like sweatshop for Asian children, and you're just going to be in the dark the whole time while we're eating, and that's the whole spiel of the whole restaurant.
I think I would want to start one. I'd call it Trailer Hitch. And
Yeah.
what it is each of the seats has like a butt plug, and then everyone is plugged up while they eat. Over at the hitch.
Over at the hitch. Come plug in at the hitch.
Come plug in at the hitch. Ow!
What would your restaurant be, Sandra?
I don't know. Those are all pretty clever. I feel like we would have to like top that. Like it's like come in and we like beat the shit out of you.
There you go.
Jumpies.
Jumpies.
Jumpy's pretty good.
No, it'd be called chatos.
You come in and I beat you up and then I feel bad and cook for you.
You see that flour? You can make sopapillas in the kitchen.
Still been 6 years, Brian, and we've yet to get any sopapillas that were made in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no sopapillas.
Mine would be called like oh god, I'm trying to think. It would be like it'd be an all you could eat buffet, but the only stipulation is you have to go in with a team, and everybody starts at the exact same time, and whoever first team that gets eliminated, they have a small explosive full of powdered paint go off in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Just fucking just detonate, just go everywhere. They get eliminated. Last team that wins gets $500.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that
I would
actually
do it.
seems fun. I was thinking, like, what if you had a restaurant and you invite people in and they just come in and cook their own food? Be like, yeah, you get to go to this restaurant and you just get to like use their kitchen.
Like, is that a joke or a serious?
No, it's serious. I think
What the
people would do
fuck? I would never. That's why I go out to restaurants, because I don't cook.
it. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I think
But people would fall for that.
maybe I'll open one. It's
Fucking
called
totally.
Yeah, they'd be like,
Like, have you fucking heard about this place? It's called Cook Your Own Shit. And you just go there and you just
Like, cook
you,
your own
you
shit.
bring your own ingredients, you bring all your utensils, and then you just fucking use a grill.
yeah,
That's
it's like $100 a plate. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really expensive, but it's super worth it.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
a
really
good
cool.
business venture.
And then I get home, my husband beats me, so it's pretty cool. It's, overall, it's a pretty nice place.
I want to start one called Chucky's Cookies, and then you come in and
Almost fucking spit my drink.
they cook for you, and then they fuck your wife. The cooks, and they're like Guido ass Italian dudes too. Chucky's Cookies.
Chucky's cookies.
It comes with a free cookie at the end of the night.
Or have a place called My 600-Pound Meal.
Yes.
It's like you just roll in like these extra big double doors for fat, huge people to roll into. And roll them up to a giant table where they have enough room for their bellies, you know?
Well, it's like the heart attack grill, dude.
You just
Oh,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
use plates, just like have like the tablecloths they put down.
Yeah.
And then just dump the food.
No, you just have like
No
a horse
utensils?
trough. And you just fucking dump in like cheeseburgers and fries, and then they just shove their faces in.
It's just like in a blender together, so it's not even solid. It's like
I think they should tie your hands behind your back, and then you can eat.
I'm envisioning that in my head, and it's so fucking dystopian. Like it's just a thought of like send them on in, boys, and they open like the fucking cattle like corrals and just fucking just these huge fuckers.
It's just a bell. It's like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, yeah.
That time, come on now, get.
Can I talk about the 600-pound lady?
Yeah.
She's been coming in and out of my life recently.
Fred hasn't heard anything about this.
I don't think any of the dockies have. Sandra knows who I'm talking about.
I'd heard a little bit at band practice last week.
Well, so there's a lady in our hood and out in Selwood, just a very nice neighborhood. But she's this lady. She's big, and what's nothing.
How
wrong with
big is she?
that. Well, I would say she's probably pushing the 6.
Yeah.
But she got Sandra a ticket, right? Ain't that right, Sandra?
Yeah, which I felt really bad.
Well, now I don't feel bad.
I feel bad because I got that ticket because we live in Selwood and it's all street parking, and I had groceries and there wasn't any parking close, so I like parked in front of like the wheelchair access
On the
area,
sidewalk?
on the sidewalk. And I was going to move my car after, but it was late at night and I fell asleep and I had to go to work at 6 a.m. So when I got up, there was a ticket sitting in my windshield wiper. And so I pulled over, I pull it out, but on top of the ticket is a note, handwritten note that said, "Thank you for blocking my wheelchair access. You could do better, sad face." And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I feel more bad about the sad note than the ticket.
You know what?
It was
This may be mean, but
$265.
I'd feel more bad if it was like a disabled person, that lost a leg or something. I mean, I still feel bad if it was like a fat person that can't step up a curb, but they probably have more means to get up a curb, It's like, I don't know.
I feel like she called the cops on me because it was 30 minutes after I parked was the ticket stamp.
Yeah.
I feel like she might have called the cops on me, which kind of sucks.
Definitely did.
But 20 feet down, in my defense, was another ramp. But still, either way, I felt bad.
Well, it's not like she pushes herself either. Like it's a
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a little scooter.
But anyway,
pretty fancy actually.
But anyway, I mean, we're just assuming that's her that did that. This is the only one person I see in a wheelchair in Selwood. But I have had a couple more run-ins with her, and one of them is I was going to the Plaid one morning, and I'm walking up and I'm smoking a cigarette and I'm chilling out to the side, and I see them open the doors, like both doors to the front, and I thought they might have like a dolly or something, like bringing out like, a pallet of fucking sodas or whatever. But they open both doors and then she comes out or rolls out, and I'm over there smoking on the side of the building where all the homies smoke, the homeless people smoke. And
I thought you were talking about black people.
no. No, it's all whites down there. But anyway,
Yeah, this is Selwood. Let's get real.
yeah. Anyway, so I'm out there smoking, and she scoots up, and then she's like, and I didn't. That's the first time I realized she has one of those like things,
Yeah,
like
she's got a hole in her neck.
Like a stoma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can you not smoke right there?" And I'm like, okay. So like I was like pretty much done with it. So I go in, whatever. She like stays out there and is like talking to the homies out there. I go in, leave. That's whatever. It just was kind of like, okay, whatever. This lady's kind of entitled. And then like a week or two ago for band practice, or I think it was after band practice, but anyway, no, it was when I woke up in the morning. I woke up and it was when I was sick. I was hella sick, so I wasn't at band practice. I was sick as fuck, and I went outside and just smoked a cigarette, was just feeling shitty. And me and Sandra live in this alleyway, and I'm out there smoking, and then I just see come by like, zzz, I see the big lady, and I'm like, I didn't say anything, but in my head I'm like, oh, there she is, the big lady. Anyway, she like goes right by my vision, zzz, and then I see her come backwards, And then she turns and looks at me and is just staring at me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I didn't say anything, but and then I kind of like nervously because I was like kind of waved, and then she just like, I don't know if this really happened, but it almost looked like with her whole thing just did the no sign like. But anyway, so that happened, and I started thinking that maybe she is a time traveler and she's me from the future. You know, because I smoke ciggies, you know, and I eat a lot, you know. Who's to say in the year, 2045, I'm not a whale. And, I don't think gender's going to matter then, somehow I got caught.
You're just trying to stop yourself from smoking without telling it.
Smoking and eating. And acting like such a bitch.
That's pretty good. I like that idea.
Because that same day is that day that Drew saw that guy in a wheelchair passed out by his car, all fucking strung out. So maybe we're being visited by
Your future self.
like the ghost of Christmas future.
I wonder what future me would look like.
Well, be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit's getting weird.
It's pretty weird.
Ancient aliens, bro.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said ancient aliens, bro.
Wait, say it again.
No.
Say it again.
Ancient aliens.
Ancient?
That's some straight Navajo shit.
Sandra has like a speech impediment.
No, ancient is like super Navajo accent.
Ancient?
Yeah, because if you ever notice, because we're from Farmington, we went to a school called FHS, which if you listen to any of the Navajo kids they say FHS.
FHS.
FHS. H.
FHS.
H.
There's a hard
Ancient.
C in there. CHFHS.
Would you rather drink Rick's blanky bathwater or or clean the 600-pound lady's rolls with your tongue?
I don't know. What do I have to do with with Eric's blanket water?
It's just basically like a tea made with Eric's blankie. It's just dipped into a bathtub until it's
Until
it's steepened.
Until it made tea.
Until it's steepened enough.
Yeah.
And you have to drink it, or you have to clean the 600-pound lady like a cat.
Well, do I get so I have to drink the whole bathtub worth
No, not the whole bathtub. It's like this much, like a bottle
Like
of water.
this
Yeah,
much?
yeah, about that much.
or
You can even put boba in it.
then that one. Because at least there's got boba.
yeah, some black balls.
You think they're boba?
No, it's actually good boba. It's the little boba.
It's actually just Eric pellets.
If Eric heard this, he would just be like, I don't have pellets. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. Just something about that 600-pound lady. Because, I love my 600-pound life. It's like,
we have established, yeah.
So I wrote a song the other day because I haven't been writing music in 2 years. But I wrote a song. But my favorite thing is to just have my 600-pound life in the background. It just inspires me. What a low impact show. You know what I mean? Think of how easy it is to be to film that.
I feel like it's pretty low impact, except if
It pretty
you're,
much writes
if you're,
itself.
It's low impact unless you're the floor, a chair.
Yeah.
The toilet.
Oh,
I mean, a toilet's a chair if you think about it.
Yeah, but it's
and
that
any
toilet.
chair's a toilet.
Mad
would you
action
rather drink
on it.
Eric's blanky bathwater or become a toilet for a 600-pounder?
Dude, I would want to.
So,
I
would you
kinda,
rather drink a fucking bathwater or die? Is what you're asking?
Yeah.
That's 600 pounds to the body. That's a lot of weight.
No, I'm just saying your next life you come back as a toilet and you're a 600-pound life toilet.
I was thinking what would be cool, or okay, I would choose the toilet because I want to just actually see the POV one time in my life
Wow.
underneath the 600-pound.
Wow.
I just want to see those like 2 600-pound tsunami hams come down and just see the kraken of death. And just see what that shit, like, how much shit comes out of that.
Jesus Christ, right?
The sounds of
I just want to see that kind of turd.
it's just tsunami sirens and foghorns going off. Like
Whole towns evacuating.
get to the hell.
You know what?
Get to the hell.
I want to see, what I really want to see is I want to see, like, 3 or 4 600-pounders get into one of those submersibles, like the fucking
Like the Titan.
and I want to see what they look like when they fucking.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I wanna
That
see
is
if-
dark, bro.
I know it's dark, but
I would rather see 3 or 4 of them get into a bobsled and
That
go
would be
bobsled.
awesome, right?
then go into a submersible.
No, I just wanted to see him like sled really fast.
I mean,
as a
like
group.
all 5 of those people that died in that Titan sub don't weigh like
600.
hardly. I'm sure collectively they probably weigh 600 pounds.
Yeah.
But like that's like one person the size of 5 people.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. So I mean, imagine just having like 3 600-pounders. You like pack them to a submarine.
Yeah,
You send them down. You put
3 of them.
You have a second camera with a second submersible with a bunch of twinks. Go sideways, and these are like bad
And then we
600 pounders.
have a new show called My 1,800-Pound Sub.
But I don't know why that just popped in my head just to see like a 600-pound implosion.
If you called it my 1,800-pound sub, I think a lot of 600-pound people would probably sign up for it. Be like, 1,800-pound sub.
They think it's a sandwich.
Yeah.
We'd have lines out down the block.
When do I get to
Just
the
wheelchair
sub?
after wheelchair.
They haven't like shove them in there with like fucking like like you know like jamming the fat into the corners.
Do you know that show? What is it? The Biggest Loser.
Yeah,
back in the
yeah.
day? So my aunties and mom all went to go try to sign up to be on The Biggest Loser at one point. And
Your mom's always been like a petite woman.
I mean, at the time, I don't know. She wasn't necessarily petite. I don't know if it was her. I don't know.
Easy.
But anyway, no, I know they were all there, and they were having a.
Nice safe. Nice safe. Yeah.
They were having a like a casting in Las Vegas, and they were doing it at the mall.
Yeah.
Of course they were.
And there was like a
At the
line.
food court.
Well, no. This is what was happening. This is what happened. Is there was a line like all like down the fucking hall or whatever of the mall, and some lady goes by this punk ass skater kid and was like, "Do you know what this is for?" And the skater kid like said, so he's like, "Yeah, McDonald's is giving away free cheeseburgers." But like, think of the
What
line
a
as
fucking
all.
legend, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get that guy on this
Right.
podcast.
Because it was all fat people standing in a line. No, I think at the time my mom was going through a less petite phase, but she didn't get chose. That's the thing, is she probably thought she could be on that show, but she wasn't. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure like your mom was not nearly as big enough to go on that show.
No.
I
At
thought
whatever
that-
point in life she was at.
I thought that show kind of seemed fun though. Like, do you guys like when you watch like shows where people are forced to work out and they're like crying because they're like making them run and they're like pushing them and they're like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I fucking laugh.
I always laugh, but then I actually run and I'm like, this fucking sucks. But I don't have anyone like pushing me, and I like think about that. I'm like, if I had someone like yelling at me, would I be crying? Like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Well, on
Charles-
600-pound life.
Charles, yell at her.
He does yell at me. Charles is a dick. One time, me and Marty started working out together, and
I don't remember this.
Yeah, it's when we lived in
Of course
Wilsonville.
it is.
Oh yeah, okay,
He
I
blocks
remember
that out.
So we were living.
I cried
So we were living in Wilsonville, and me and Marty decided to start working out together.
because we had a gym at our
Yeah,
because we
in
used
our
to live
apartment.
together. We had
Yeah.
a gym there.
And
Not a
swimming
gym
pool.
dandy.
Yeah.
Not a gym
so
dandy.
We had a gym in the apartment complex. So me and Marty started working out, and me and Marty go downstairs and we're running. So we're like running a lap, walking a lap, right? Because we're out of shape. Charles literally, I had cooked a pan full of French fries upstairs in the oven. Charles ate that whole pan of French fries, comes down. Me and Marty are like half a mile in. Charles jumps on the treadmill and runs a mile before me and
Sprints
Marty.
a mile.
Sprints a mile after eating a whole pan of French fries. Beats me and Marty to our mile and then throws up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this fucking dick, like, just comes down and like sprints a mile. And me and Marty are like walking, like,
Yeah.
That was when you were like more fresh out of the fire academy, though.
I mean, I was
We were
about
young.
Fresh, like a couple, like a year or two out of the
Yeah,
fire
I was
academy.
probably like 2 or 3 years out.
you were
of
like 21.
I was-
It was right
nah.
when we first moved here.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like 21.
Yeah, I could do
That was
shit
the
like
first
that.
year of living here.
Yeah, and I was like an otter, but like a fucking fit otter. I was like the alpha otter.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You still have
fodder.
endurance though, because when we worked out just recently,
Fodder.
you were definitely pushing yourself.
When was that?
When we were working out at the beginning of the year. You
Yeah.
could still push yourself. You could run.
Can you run a whole mile without stopping?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. I
I could do it.
I mean, I skate almost like 2-3 miles a day.
I
No,
couldn't
I
say-
skate over 5 miles a day.
I could do it. I think I couldn't run a mile. I could keep a steady pace for a mile. I don't think I could.
No
I
offense,
could-
Marty,
think I
but
could
you
run a
walk
mile.
slow as fuck.
I don't walk that slow.
I'm just kidding.
No way.
Marty, this would be hard to visualize on a podcast, but I thought of this the other day. When you skate, do you go like this? When do you push like that?
No, I would say it's more like 1 foot straight, 1 foot sideways.
So yeah. Because I was thinking that you go like this. Like, because you stand like this.
Yeah.
Can't even see yourself. You're not even in frame.
No, I'm not. You can't even see my feet.
Just no, not quite like that. He's saying, this is the
boat.
toes, and they're going like that, and I'm pushing like that. No.
And that's why you don't skate anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't skate anymore because I'm not good at falling.
I'm
And
not great
also,
at
I mean,
falling
like
either.
I haven't skated like since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago.
You skated in the skate video.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't say like riding a skateboard is the same thing as skating, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I do now is just ride.
Charles, do you remember the other night? So when me and Charles go to sleep, we always have like weird pillow talk. But do you remember when you were all sad because Marty called you deformed? And then we
Yeah.
started talking about how everyone was deformed.
Yeah.
But he was like so hurt because he was like, I was like, what's wrong?
That's my favorite.
He's like, Marty told me I was deformed.
But then I had to realize that he was deformed. I think we covered this on the pod.
She made you feel better. She's like, "Oh, babe, don't be so bad. Look at his fucking feet."
But have you noticed when Charles walks, his arms never touch his body?
Yeah,
and then,
'cause he has
his like,
tiny little T-Rex
and
arms.
then his fingers like jingle because he's like bouncing. And so it's like his like fingers like jingle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sandra also has a walk too.
If you
like-
put your forearm next to Charles's forearm, yours is like 6 inches longer, Fred.
My arms are longer than his.
Yeah.
My arms are almost as long as yours.
Well,
But it's like a
from your
genetic
shoulder to
thing.
shoulder.
It's like
There you go.
I don't know. I haven't met your uncles, but your dad has the same arms as you.
yeah.
His dad.
You guys
and
got
him
some
walk the
stocky ass
same way.
fucking arms. Like your forearms are big.
Oh, I know.
They're just like short.
Yeah.
They're just tiny.
No, I shot that video.
what the fuck? Yeah.
No, I shot that. I got like Popeye arms.
What's going on?
I shot that video of that robot, which we could talk about on the pod. But
It's the forum that God forgot. What the fuck?
Like the only
you
reason
guys wanna
Charles
hear
is
something fucked up. So my dad was talking to my uncle the other day on the phone, and my dad was like, "Yeah, Sandra bought us all dinner." And my uncle doesn't know Charles, has never seen him. Goes, "What's wrong with her boyfriend? Does he have T-Rex arms and he can't reach his wallet?" And my dad starts laughing. He goes, "He actually does have kind of small arms."
The only reason Charles is like a little like skinnier than me. The only reason Charles has always been slightly skinnier than me is because he has to do half a sit up to jerk off.
Yeah.
You almost made me spit my water.
So you do the
fucking
math,
crazy.
and I do about 20 sit-ups a day. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because like so yesterday I was driving Grubhub and I saw at a fucking the Loft hotel by the airport, they have like a fucking Doctor Who robot that does security.
I saw your
Drives-
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it drives around the parking lot. But I noticed in the video, because I just grabbed my phone real quick off the dock and started filming, but you could see my arm in the side mirror.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, damn, my arm is fucking cut.
It's pretty cut.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know.
Is that just the
Here's
one
a shot
arm?
of the robot he's talking about, Fred. This is like running security
we
at a
gotta,
fucking...
we gotta put it up on the pod.
So I was
plan.
wondering, that robot, what would happen if someone like, tried to like break
What?
it, like attack it with like baseball bats,
I don't
Like,
probably just...
Would it react and be like,
It would probably alert the police or something, I'm sure.
like, would it
That's-
fight back, you think?
I don't think it'd fight back.
No,
I think it'd be like, please stop hitting me.
Haven't you
Please, please, for the love of God.
Have you guys
don't
seen-
hit me anymore. Please.
you
I have a wife robot and wife kids. I want to go home and see my family. Please. I'll give you my robot wallet, please. Shut up.
I thought it was like Super Jail, where it has like a little claw and picks you up and puts you inside of it and takes you to jail.
What it does is it reaches a little claw and grabs you by the end of your dick and fucking just grabs onto that.
I would
That's it.
stop.
What
I
show-
would stop.
What show were we watching where they had that robot? It was like the rape robot.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was. That's an SNL skit. I think. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's an SNL skit. I'm trying to remember. It's the one where he's
Like the
it's
sex bot or the sex robot.
Well,
or
the
something
sex
like
Sex
that.
robot
robots,
is-
whitest kids you know.
Oh, the
Oh,
whitest kids you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Sex robot. Sex robot.
Yeah.
I love when it gets hung at the end. It's
Charles.
still just doing it. Sex robot.
Pull
sex
up the
robot.
sex robot
Sex
video.
robot. Sex
We can only play a little bit of it though, right?
No, because that one's on YouTube. It's anybody can look it up on YouTube. Click to make
Is
the
that how
mouse
the
work.
laws work?
Click it. and
I'm not entirely sure. It might get copyrighted striked, so we'll see.
then- I don't think it will because it's already on YouTube and we're playing it from YouTube.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know that if that's how
We'll just play the 10 seconds at the end.
where gets hung.
I'm sure
How long is the video itself?
I mean, it's like
it's a few minutes.
3 minutes long.
Oh yeah, just.
Dungeons
Oh,
of
okay.
Caramel.
Hey.
Listen, I don't care about that fucking caramel shit. You fucking communist. Now, like, is it immoral to want to punch that parking lot robot?
No, because that was my first thought.
Yeah,
Just to see what would happen.
just to see like what happened if you came and pushed it over.
You've never seen the sex robot video?
No,
The whole thing or just the end?
just the end. Click. Come over and click back on the main, on the right hand screen, and just hit play. You can just fucking play that shit and just want to see.
We need audio though.
No, it's
You should play the
Sorry.
beginning a little bit just so he could see like the premises.
The premises?
I think it's fine. I don't know.
Sex robot, sex robot, sex robot, sex robot.
all right. Yeah.
And copyright.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty fun. Yeah,
Sex robot, sex robot.
But
But like, how does that robot know what it's looking for?
I mean, it's got cameras on it.
Yeah, but like, if someone's like shooting up or like doing something, I guess that's not illegal.
I think there's probably multiple of those.
Is that robot racist?
Oh, I guarantee it's racist. It's a cop.
no.
It's a cop.
It's a
Bro, that'd be fucked. That'd be crazy, bro.
I guarantee, like it went by me, it like scanned me, and it's like, he's part white.
Yeah.
He passed, passed. Ding. But if Chato would have went by that, it would have been like, ding, 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 ding,
Hands up, citizen. Show me your hands, criminal.
Mr. Frijoledo.
Speak English. Nightstick comes out the side, just starts hitting him. Chato's like, what the fuck?
I hate these fucking robots.
These fucking robots are worse than the fucking police.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, bro.
I bet you that there's multiple of those robots, and then all the video goes to one place, and that someone's watching them and been like, "Oh, there's someone being sus." I was busy, but I almost stopped and like got out and tried to like
fuck with it.
engage with it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
What's-
so something like that, you know, especially in a city like Portland. I give it a few weeks because that thing has to be pretty fucking new.
Yeah.
I give it a few weeks before it looks dingy, tagged up, and like broken.
Well, that's the thing is, I think immediately if it gets fucked with, it can get like report that it's getting fucked with. But yeah, no, I mean it's at the hotel by the airport.
Let's go make a trip over there.
Let's go.
You're like make a report, and I just imagine like the scene where they got the guy handcuffed, and then like they got a blanket around the robot, and he's in the back of an ambulance, and he's like, they just kept hitting me over and over again. They never stopped hitting me.
I just want to put this whole mess behind me.
I wonder.
just,
I just want to like trip it and see if it like falls.
I bet it's heavy.
Yeah, it's probably heavy as fuck.
I don't know. I think we could have fun with it. You know.
I just want to DC sniper it.
That's fucking crazy, bro. You want to sit in the trunk of a car and shoot it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's super specific.
I want to see if we can get it to ride up onto the Max tracks, because there's Max tracks right there,
Just get hit by the
and just see
fucking
it get fucking.
Yeah. That'd be rad.
we almost saw those people get hit by the Max and going to the zoo the other day.
We did?
Yeah, remember those two people who were sitting on the fucking tracks?
Oh, yeah. We also saw people fighting on our way to work.
Yeah, that was fun. I love Portland.
Yeah,
Me and Fred have also seen a dead guy on our way to work.
nice.
Yeah, my brother was working that call too.
I see a lot of dead people at work.
She does.
What do you do? Sandra works at a strip club.
Yeah, downtown Portland, where the open fentanyl market was. That's where I work.
That's tight.
At a strip club, but she's not a stripper.
Nice.
She's a
That is
manager.
correct.
Big ups, dude.
She's a manager of a strip
Big
club.
dubs.
But
And she makes probably more than me and you both.
I'm fucking sure, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well me and Marty get hurt all the time. So
Yeah.
But you work at the airport.
Yeah.
yeah,
You guys
Fred
get
works at the airport.
flight benefits, which is pretty
We do.
dope.
yeah. Unfortunately, it's we just have to sell our bodies for it. More ways than one.
Yeah.
Those pilots are fierce.
Yeah. They got huge dicks.
Yeah. Yeah. Always send Marty up there.
But I definitely see characters at work for sure. So when I leave at night, so I
Yeah.
have cameras like outside the building, and I have cameras like throughout our building and whatnot. But I always pull up the main camera to where my car is. So
Yeah.
if anyone fucks with my car, like I could, hit my alarm or like try to stop them from breaking my window, whatever. But one day I was sitting in the office counting money, and I see something out of the corner of my eye, and it's a fucking big ass teddy bear.
The fuck?
And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's like a full size, like.
And it's taking up the whole camera
And
view?
it's taking up the whole camera view. And I was like, it made my heart stop. And I was like, what is going on? And I'm like watching. And it's a fucking homeless person that has the teddy bear strapped to his back. And he's standing, like, facing my camera. But at first I was like thinking of like, what's that scary movie where they like have a day where they could kill people?
The Purge.
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 It's not a scary movie.
That is a scary movie.
Oh, it's not?
It's
Yeah, it is.
It's a suspenseful movie.
It's technically a horror movie, but
Is it?
yeah. It goes.
it's like Saw. I mean, Saw's not
Yeah,
scary,
it's
just
like
gory.
gory. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first thought. Was like, oh my god, like what is someone like gonna rob my ass? Like,
Dude, I just watched for like the 1,000th time last night. Taylor's first time, Paranormal Activity.
Oh yeah,
Watched
we
that
were
last
just
night.
talking about that.
Dude, literally just watched that last night. It's so much fucking fun. Movie's always a blast.
Yeah. Me and Fred were just talking about that. Wasn't that yesterday? Was that why you watched it? 'Cause we were
Yeah.
talking about it. Because that movie, like when Paranormal Activity came out, was a fucking was iconic movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the beginning of those
footage.
paranormal footage type like not like The Exorcist, but like like demon type movies.
Like the found footage genre. I mean,
Well, kinda like
technically
Blair Witch
yeah.
Project.
I was gonna say
Blair
Blair
Witch.
Witch. Blair Witch was the originator of the fucking found footage. that had like an $8,000 budget or something like that, and then fucking Paranormal Activity had like $15,000 budget. It was fucking
but
stupid.
the Blair
Yeah.
Witch project was crazy though, because when it was released, like we were told that it was like real found footage.
Yeah.
Like that's was like what sold it.
Yeah, I remember that, and I
Blair Witch
watched
had
it. Me and our buddy Randy watched it, and we were like hella scared, and we were walking the neighborhood.
And it was like hella taboo to watch it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blair Witch had a $200,000 budget and it was shot in 8 days.
What was the Paranormal Activity?
Paranormal Activity had a $15,000 budget.
That is gnarly. $15,000 to make a movie that probably made millions of dollars.
It made we checked it out last night. Made 194.7 million,
That is a lot.
which is crazy. I mean, they did like $200,000 in like post production stuff. So I imagine that was probably like green screening out. Like
Honestly,
yeah,
I should just make a show at my club.
Make a show?
So I have, well, first we could do tons of different shows. We could do a reality show. We could do paranormal activity because I work in an old building and it's 2 stories and we have cameras in every crevice of the building.
Yeah.
So at night when I'm there by myself,
Even the strippers' crevices?
yeah, sometimes if I zoom in,
this. It's like, why does it say candy cam? Like, what the fuck is that? It's like, is that her ass? What the fuck is that? Just like that's great.
It's got little mini pasty
Sugar,
cameras.
you ready for a show? It's like, is that my fucking dad? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
but at the end of the night when no one's there and I have all the cameras pulled up, I don't like all of them up at once because you could like see like something blowing or like something moving.
Someone blowing.
Someone blowing, and then I'm like, that's illegal. We can't do that. But at the end of the night, when you see something move out of the corner of your eye, it kind of is scary when you're there by yourself. Sometimes I have to call Charles when I'm leaving to like stay on the phone because I have to shut off all the lights and set the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like, can you stay on the phone with me while I walk through this building?
Have you ever had to fire a stripper because you caught her trying to be a hooker?
All the time, right?
Allegedly.
You don't have to say any names or anything, just to say the story.
Well, I mean, I guess I could tell like the most recent one. I didn't fire her, but I was like looking in the camera and I just see her hand moving like super fast, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, this seems sketch. And so I had a call and I was like, hey, can you step into so-and-so's room and, let her know that the managers are watching the camera? And so she stops the dance. The guy has his pants unzipped. And then I have to talk to her later on. So she comes and talks to me. She's like, I thought it was okay if he had his underwear on. I was like, no, it's not okay. So I'm going to have to send you home for tonight.
Damn, but she still works there though.
Yeah.
What's her name? I want to go get one. Just kidding. I want to go get a dance from her.
Her
I'm
name's
just kidding.
Bambi.
You know, it is funny though you mentioned like the paranormal activity within that club because when we all went and visited at your work, brought my fiance there that one night, all the dancers that came to the table because they were like, oh, what do you guys do? Like, oh, well, we ghost hunt. They're like, oh, you ghost hunt. And almost every single one of them was like, oh, dude, I experienced hauntings and blah 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 blah. I was just like, this place is probably fucking haunted, bro.
No, this place is haunted. Like
Yeah.
so I'm scared because I've actually seen stuff. So one time I went into work, it was when I was opening. So when you open, you're there by yourself for like an hour and a half and you get everything set up. And so I go in the office and I have my office door shut and I hear like banging around. Like people like, sounds like people are moving stuff on the tables. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I look at the camera and I don't see anything, and I continue doing my work, and I hear it again, but it's like someone actually knocks on my door.
Oh, fuck all
And
that.
I look in the camera, and there's a back of someone's head standing in front of my office. And I'm there by myself. I'm the one that turns off the alarms. No one else is there. And I'm like watching it, and I'm like, oh my God, there's someone standing out there. And it like glitches out, and he disappears. And so I call Charles because I had to go to the back still to grab some of the money for downstairs. And so I called Charles. I'm like, will you stay on the phone with me? I'm really scared, and I have to go to the back of the building. So I go to the back of the building, do what I have to do, come back into the office. Well, while I was in the back room, the other manager did show up. And right when I close my office door, she swings the door open, and I jump and scream, bloody murder. Charles is on the speakerphone, and I'm screaming. And she's like, oh my God, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I just seen something in the camera. I was like, were you here earlier? She's like, no, I just got here. And so we tried to play the camera footage back and won't let us rewind it.
Oh my God.
That's
And
crazy.
I was like, I've like experienced other stuff, but
Well, if you guys ever need ghost hunters, you let us know.
no, I think we should honestly like.
Well, you're the manager. You can facilitate it. I'll go.
I won't do it by myself. Fuck
No,
No, what I'm saying
talking
is
Fred
because
goes.
I
Fred's a
run
ghost hunter.
I run a
really?
paranormal investigative team. I've done it. I've been ghost hunting for I'm 27 now. I started when I was 13. So
Well, I'm
over a
very
decade.
sensitive, so they're very attracted to me.
yeah, I mean that's usually how that works. I've actually investigated within that area before. This is more of a doc after dark kind of conversation, but I've been ghost hunting for a very long time. Investigated that side of the river before. I've done. Do you know Ravens Manor? You've heard of Ravens Manor? It's off of 2nd and Oak. Investigated that. That was built in like 1891. It's a fucking beautiful place, beautiful venue or restaurant bar. Fucking love those people. And really cool. Got to investigate all that, but I've been up and down that entire fucking stretch, investigated every goddamn business. I've done African art dealerships. I've done homes. I've done other businesses. I've done pretty much everywhere. So
What time does your club close, Sandra?
So usually when I'm there by myself, it's like 3:30.
Would you let us come investigate it, or not? Well, more Fred, and I'll just tag along.
I think we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Sold.
honestly, it's pretty active. It's left me alone recently because I had to be like, leave me alone. Like, I have to be here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you're scaring me. Please leave me alone.
But say he did go and found some shit. Would you be more scared to be alone there by yourself from then on?
Maybe.
Well,
So maybe
the
we'll-
main. I'm trying to look at this now from a different, because I'm looking at this more of my professional side of ghost hunting. What would you want to get out of us investigating it? Like, do you want them to the haunting to stop? Do you want to kind of know what's going on, or do you want to like know who's there? Things like that.
Well, honestly, so I feel like I've always kind of like seen things growing up. Like my whole life, I've always kind of seen creepy shit. But I wanted to go get the actual like building permits and see like the history of the place, because I feel like it's someone that's worked there. I feel like his presence is like very male energy.
Yeah.
And so I would kind of like to see who he is, maybe if I could find out, or like
I'll-
at least find out the history of it.
I'll start doing research.
Because in the bottom of that building too, there's like a like door that's like nailed shut. It's like screwed shut, so you can't get into it in the basement. And I swear, my boss laughs at me, but I always say that it's the entrance into the Shanghai tunnels. But he just laughs at me.
Is it his building? Can we open the door?
No. And it is our building. We are buying it, but I think that goes into the building across the street.
Oh, okay.
I think that's why it's like
Nailed shut.
nailed shut. But I've tried to like peek under there, not by myself. When Avery used to work there, we both were like so curious. We were like laying on the ground trying to peek under the crack beneath.
Yeah.
You're gonna probably this is gonna either confirm your suspicions or this is gonna freak you out. So Ravens Manor, right there, right?
Yeah.
That's the place that I investigated. Right, there's the Willamette. That's the club. Okay. Ravens Manor is absolutely connected to the Shanghai tunnels. We were able to prove that it's connected to the Shanghai tunnels. So that's only
2 blocks over.
2 blocks over, and that's within the same range. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say probably that's probably connected to the Shanghai tunnels.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I want to go.
That's where they're crawling out of.
Yeah, it honestly, it would be kind of cool to investigate. So, I had, so there's a few people that have seen the ghost there.
Yeah.
We call it the Club Rouge ghost. I call him Fred.
Of course. Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks.
I don't know why it just came to me.
Yeah. It's,
When I was like explaining that.
oh my
you
God,
were
that's where I'm
there
gonna
and stuff.
die. That's crazy, bro.
And maybe, it's the
That's
future
Fred's
self.
future self.
It's the future
I'm
self.
just hammered all the time, and I'm like, you guys want to see a trick? Watch this, and they're like, who the fuck this guy? Hold my drink, and then just disappear. And they're like, what the fuck, man? Sandra, this fucking guy just disappeared. And you're like, yeah, he does.
Fred.
He's a fucking piece of shit. He does that all the time.
He goes to investigate. He's like, it's me. It's like the end of the
that'd be
Sixth Sense.
crazy.
It's like the twist at the end.
Oh, M. Night Shyamalan, bro, that'd be crazy.
Shyamalan himself.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I 100% down. Just gotta figure out a day to do it, and we'll fucking
Yeah, so I have a friend. She's like TikTok famous. She has like 14 million subscribers, and she does like scary like horror film stuff, like ghost and like gore and stuff like that. She does little like short TikTok clips. But anyways, I was helping her film. She wanted to do like a scary video inside the club, so we were there at night by ourselves with all the lights off filming, and we were spooking each other out. She kept. I would like be looking behind her because there's like we're standing in this hallway where it's all white curtains. So then like they start blowing in the wind, you know? So I keep thinking there's like something behind us. She's like, Sandra, stop looking like that. And at this time she's painted like her face. She's painted like It the clown, and she has like white like contacts in.
Pennywise.
Like Pennywise, but for her to see, she has to push the contact over. And so it looks like she's cross-eyed, right? And so we're standing there, and she's dressed all scary, and we're in the dark, and the floor beneath us starts shaking. And we're there by ourselves. It's like 4 a.m. And the floor beneath us starts shaking, and it sounds like someone's running by us. And she stops. She goes, what is that? I was like, I think it's the trash man. She goes, what do you mean the trash man? And she has her eye on contact. I was like, what do you mean the trash man? I was like, are you okay? I literally at that moment thought she was possessed. The way she looked at me, my heart sank. And then she like is like in shock because she's so scared. So she doesn't say anything, and I'm just like staring at her. And she goes, Sandra. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, dude, I thought you were possessed for a minute. I was like, you scared the shit out of me. Like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
It's like when I investigated the Ravens Manor. We brought a psychic medium with us, and we experienced some stuff throughout the night. And I asked my psychic medium friend who was with us, and I was like, "Is there any demons?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What are they doing?" Like, "They're just hanging out." I was like, "That's not the answer I'm looking for, dude." Like, what are they doing? Like, "They're just, hanging out, doing whatever."
They're just ready to attach to your fucking soul.
Yeah.
Or in Marty's case, his foreskin.
Are you guys, you and Charles and Sandra, are you guys excited to go watch the new Insidious movie after this?
Yeah. What
I
time
am
does
It
it
came out
Excited.
today.
Yeah, and it's funny because Charles was like, I want to watch a different movie. I was like, no, we've watched all the
movie
Insidious
you wanna watch?
movies.
Well, there's a
with
couple
Mark.
movies in the theater, in the cinema that I really want to watch right
Like what?
now. One of them is Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
which is a new Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah,
wish
Fred,
Fred-
really wants to watch it too.
Exactly. I wish Fred was here to concur me on that.
He'll be
Other
right back.
than
We'll
you
bring it
two-
back up.
Dilds over here. But Oppenheimer, and then I want to see Asteroid City.
I haven't seen the trailer for Asteroid City.
But I do want to see the new Insidious too. So I mean, there's
And it is kind of like a custom that we.
Yeah.
All
It's
go
been
together.
our thing
For,
to
like,
where we go
10
watch
years.
the new scary movies together.
it's like painting our Yoo-hoo gold. It's,
Yeah.
It's kind of our thing.
yeah.
Because you remember when we went and seen The Conjuring, the first one when it came out, and they were
Yeah.
saying it was like the scariest movie ever, and that people had to leave the theater, and there was like all this conspiracy stuff behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched it. That movie was pretty fucking scary.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, like I honestly think that's my favorite Conjuring movie still. Is the first one.
I'd say so.
Charles begs to differ, but I honestly feel like that part where she has the pillowcase over her head and she starts coughing up the blood
Oh yeah.
when she's like possessed. That part scares the crap out of me.
I'm a Conjuring
Scares me
2
crap
boy.
out of me.
Conjuring 2 scary. The whole scene in the basement with the nun is one of the most scary scenes in any movie.
Yeah,
Charles wants to get that painting in her house.
I do.
I would do it.
It's cool.
I
would.
honestly, that would suck so bad though. Like, if you have it like at the end of the hallway, like imagine it being in your guys' old apartment, when you guys lived in that apartment for giants, you guys had that long hallway. I hated that hallway so much. And then just imagine if the nun painting was sitting at the end of that hallway.
Oh, we'll put it
So
somewhere.
the one on
Sinister.
Foster Street?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe in that house it would have been a little scary.
Why do you call it the apartment for giants?
Because you had to climb on chairs to reach the cabinets.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I couldn't reach anything in there.
Can I hit that turn stick?
Yeah. I
Pass
feel...
it. Watch this. Want to see a trick for our people watching this
Viewers?
on YouTube? Watch. Magic turn stick.
Oh, he's smoking weed on camera.
Are we not allowed to?
No, you're not allowed to. This is not Oregon.
Fuck them. I would do this in a different state.
Yeah.
I would do it in, what's the state where you can't smoke weed?
Nebraska.
Utah.
Fucking Nebraska. I would be like in Nebraska, just straight.
Fuck the police.
And it tastes good. And it tastes good, babe. So, Sandra,
Yeah.
what happened to your podcast?
Well, yeah. What was your podcast?
Well, it was COVID. We started right before COVID struck.
Shit,
and
that's when
so
we started doing podcasts.
I feel like you guys did it. So when we were doing our podcast, it was when it came out, it was coronavirus. And
But you lived with the person you did the podcast with.
I know, but we couldn't bring guests.
Guests.
And she was the most scared of the virus, if you remember correctly. And so we couldn't get guests on our podcast. And we've talked about restarting it. I've thought about doing some of my own. I've thought about doing like some true crime, like podcasting. I was gonna call it. I don't want anyone to take my idea. Is it copyrighted if I say it on here?
No.
Might as well just not.
Okay, I
But
won't
sure,
say it.
go for it.
So I want to call it Baked and Afraid, and like
Oh,
almost
okay.
do it like Naked and Afraid, like lettering, but do Baked and Afraid and like smoke weed and like tell scary stories.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to the other podcast that we do here called Haunts, Graves, and Omens?
No, I looked into it because I kind of stalked you guys one night on TikTok and was kind of looking through like the different things that popped up when I was following you guys.
I bet you would like that podcast though, because we do true crime, we do like paranormal, we do like cryptids, we do every once in a while when it's lighthearted, we'll do like Reddit scary stories, just shit like that. But sometimes it gets like, one of the last episodes we did was all about kids who kill, and it was a 2-parter episode.
Yeah.
It started out with like, this boy who is currently facing charges on 5 counts of murder for arson, and he's like 8.
Wow.
And then went into a bunch of stuff, and then it ended on Columbine shootings, and then the whole next episode was all about Columbine.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out because that's like more of the stuff I listen to.
Yeah.
They did one about New Mex.
But
We did one about New Mexico.
So my idea is like talking about New Mexico, just for example, is like, the Miss Gale's Inn. I know
Yeah,
you
we
stayed
talked
there.
about it.
So I want to do like, say, like this is kind of my idea, is I would do a story on the podcast about Miss Gale's Inn. I would tell some of like the history of it and whatnot. And then actually do like a YouTube channel where we go visit it, where we're like super baked.
Yeah.
And like go stay the night in there. You know what I mean? And
Well, I went there when I was just in New Mexico last time, and it's not open anymore. It's like being sold, so you have to get in contact with the owners, probably. I'm sure.
well, that'd be kind of cool though if you're doing a show, you'd be there by yourself.
Yeah.
That'd be
That would
fucking
be
scary.
tight. But
I seen one of the scariest things I've ever seen there.
we should wait till Fred's in the room to
Yeah.
talk about this. But we did cover Miss Gale's Inn because when I joined H.G.O, Haunts, Graves, and Omens, one of the things Fred did was like, I want to do on an episode on New Mexico, since you're joining, and we'll get it all in. And he was asking me about like haunted shit in New Mexico, and of course I told him about Miss Gale's Inn because I had been there, I've stayed there before.
I used to live like a few blocks away from it. Like
Yeah.
it was like a 2-minute walk from my house.
Yeah.
But I used to avoid it after I seen what I saw.
Yeah.
I would avoid walking by that place.
But so I mean, it was a good episode. I enjoyed that one a lot. But you're gonna have to check that episode out because it's all It's like we talk about ghosts and stuff in different places, and then aliens and fucking, or like UFO sightings and shit like that, you know. And you'd be surprised how much of that shit, like public knowledge of paranormal shit in New Mexico, is based in Farmington and like the surrounding area.
Yeah. We actually have a lot of like murder cases out there too.
Oh,
because we have
tons.
like the Perfect Circle. We have Robert Fry. We have my dad was just showing me one the other day, and it's one I didn't hear about before, but it happened in '98.
Yeah.
And there was a group of guys that had they stole a water truck, and then they had a shootout with the police and killed some police officers and went on the run out in the desert in the Four Corners area. And there was like, it was like one of the biggest man searches in the Four Corners area. And there was 3 of them. They found 2 of them. They killed themselves out in the desert.
Yeah.
And then like years later, I think it was like 2003, around that time, they found the 3rd guy's remains.
Dang, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I had never heard that before, but it's interesting. In New Mexico, I feel like why a lot of stuff like that could happen is because there's such vast desert. You could hide pretty easily,
Yeah.
you know?
So what's your most terrifying, scary story of your old house?
Which one?
I think you're the one with your mom's house.
The one with your mom's house, yeah.
Your mom's current house.
Yeah. So, my mom's current house it's pretty scary. It's been a little more mellow the last few years, but it definitely
It's her current house?
yeah.
That's your scariest story?
Well,
So her house in Kirtland right now.
Squirtland, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's my scariest story, but this one was pretty creepy. It's like stuff you would see in movies. So I hate staying at my mom's house. So where my mom lives now has been in our family since they were kids. So
Yeah.
it was my grandparents' property, and now my mom lives there. So I've like grew up on this property. I had like different family members that have lived there throughout the
Oh,
years.
okay.
So this property has always been pretty scary. So like just a quick backstory. So my aunt and uncle lived there when I was growing up. And my aunt, she's Mormon. She doesn't really believe in like the whole ghost stuff, right? And they had the spare room that I stay in. My cousin Braden was staying in there as a baby. And they heard feedback coming through the child monitor. And there had been like past occurrences as well that led to this. But that night that she heard the voices coming through the voice monitor, she said it sounded very demonic. My aunt called her church in the middle of the night to perform an exorcism on the house.
Oh, that's crazy.
And she's like a person that doesn't believe in ghosts, doesn't believe in that type of stuff. She had an exorcism done on that room. And so when the church came, they said whatever there was like a very strong like presence, and they were able to push it away from the house, but they couldn't get it off the property. And so weird stuff has happened on that property. Like we've been inside the house and someone's car horn is going off and the doors are locked and it's like beep, beep, beep. Like someone's like holding down the horn and we're all inside.
Yeah.
And so just like small occurrences like that. Anyways, now my mom lives there and the spare room I stay in is the one that the exorcism was done in. And so it's always kind of eerie staying in that room. Like I have a hard time falling asleep because I always feel like I hear someone walking behind me, like footsteps. I just feel like really uneasy. So one night I was going to bed and I'm having a hard time falling asleep. I'm staring at the wall and I hear this loud bang. Like someone stomps their foot so hard on the floor. It shook my bed and it made me jump out of like, cause I was about to fall asleep. It made me jump up. And right then all the toys, cause my nephew stays in that room. So all his toys are in his toy boxes. Every single toy in the room starts going off.
That's awesome.
Every single toy. They're like, meow, 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 ding, 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 ding. And I could see all these lights flashing. And I was like, fuck this. And I ran into my sister's room and I woke her up. I was like, Alex, please get up, get up. And let me sleep with you. Let me sleep with you. I'm shaking her. My sister talks in her sleep. So she goes, he's behind you.
No, fuck
I said,
all
what?
that.
Who's behind me? Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. I was like, you have to get up. And yeah, that was pretty scary just because it is something you see in the room. Like all the toys, like I'm not exaggerating. There was 2 toy boxes on each side of the room. Every single one was going off. And it's been a little better there. I think they had a dog for the last few years and he stays in the yard. He's like a really big, like breed of dog, and he just stays outside. But ever since he's been there, it's not as scary, and I think he kind of keeps whatever likes to sneak in like at bay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I was saying earlier, I've been investigating since I was 13 years old. Been experiencing that since I was born, as far as I know from my mom, God rest her soul, told me, been experiencing the supernatural and all that shit. I did look it up a little bit about that club. I do know that the building was built in 1920, changed hand a few times, that it used to be on a different street. So I'm trying to find its original address.
Oh, that was Stark.
Yeah, I know it's on Stark. I'm just trying to find its original numbers because all the numbers changed.
Yeah,
And I know those changed around 1920 something. So it might have been before or after the numbers changed. Because that was a big problem when we investigated Raven's Manor, is because I was trying to investigate that building, and they were like, this building was built in this time. And I was like, yeah, but like, what was, why can't I find any information? It's because the city was like, we're going to change all the numbers for no fucking reason. And then they did it. So, but.
You guys want to hear the story that actually proved that I could see ghosts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Harper Valley in Kirtland, between Kirtland and Farmington.
In New Mexico.
In New Mexico. And this is a very old neighborhood. So it has grown over the years. So it used to be like farmland, and it was owned by the Harpers. That's why it's called Harper Valley. And so when I was a little kid, we lived at the end of the neighborhood close to the river. So the river was like right across the street from us. And when I first lived there, we didn't have much houses around us. And then over the years, they started building houses, and it started getting more compact. But I started seeing this lady when we lived in this house, and I would see her out of the corner of my eye. She was like an older lady with like a white gown. And I'd always see her gown like flowing, like walking to another door, from one door to the other. And I would sometimes see her standing, and she'd be staring at me, and she was very like old, like early 19th century, like the dresses that button all the way up to their neck, like the very long dresses, and she always like had her hair kind of braided in like a bun, and she would always just kind of look like grim when I would see her. But when I would look back, she'd be gone. And I started complaining to my mom about it, and she was like, this was your grandma Sandra's house. You might be seeing your grandma, like, just trying to like play it cool, because I was a kid. She was trying to keep me from being scared. And I would continue to see her, but I wasn't like really like scared. I just kind of started getting used to it. And so I was in 6th grade. We had to do a project for school, and we had to go around and ask our neighbors like how the climate has changed over the years. So the project was to try to find people that lived in the area for a while, so you could kind of see like how everything's changed and whatnot. So my mom has a really good idea. She's like, we should interview Miss Harper, because she still lived at the top of the neighborhood. And I was like, that's awesome. I was such a nerd in school. I was like, I'm getting an A+. This is great. And so we go up to the top of the neighborhood. We knock on Miss Harper's house, and she answers it. At the time, she was probably like 90. Mm-hmm. And so she's telling us her story. She was married off at 14 in like 1912.
Okay.
So back in the day when they still like had arranged marriages, and it wasn't like necessarily arranged, but like the families, pretty much an arranged marriage. So she's telling us a story. She moved there when she was 14. She was telling us like how much more rain we used to get back then. She would tell us that the rivers would overflow, things like that. So she's giving us like great information for my project, right? And so she's really sweet. She gives us cookies. She ends up taking us up to her little loft to show us pictures. So she's going through pictures, and she comes across this family. And my heart drops, because in that picture was that lady I had been seeing for years with her family.
Oh, that's wild.
And I'm like 12. Like, I literally like felt it in the pit of my stomach. Like, oh my God, that's the lady I've been seeing. And I look at my mom, and my mom could kind of tell like something's up. But I didn't want to be weird in front of this lady and be like, I see dead people, like in her house, like scare her. So I don't say anything. She ends up telling us the story about that family. So they used to live where our house was built. And so back then, since they used to get so much precipitation, their rivers would overflow. And so they had people that they paid to live down there, and they'd monitor the rise of the river. Well, one day the river flooded, and washed out their house, and they found the family drowned in the back of their house, which was maybe like 3/4 of a mile. They had found them washed up, and the family had died. And we leave, and I literally was like, Mom, I fucking see that lady. Like, that's the lady I see.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I realized, like, I was actually seeing, like, something that was real.
Yeah. For like myself, like I've been, like I was saying, I've experienced it all my life. Like my mom would tell me stories before I could even speak of me interacting with what she thought was my grandfather who had died before I was born, my dad's side, things like that. But one of the more fun ones that I've experienced over the years was in the last house I lived in before I moved here. When I lived with my fiance, the house that we lived in, her family's home. So her great grandfather owned that house, and it was our second date or something like that, and she's like, "Yeah, my house is haunted," and I'm a ghost hunter first and foremost. I was like, can I come check it out? You know, like not even trying to like make a move, like be like, yeah, I'll check it out, girl, whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm 100% for sure. Like I want to fucking know what's going on, because I'm doing this for my own personal motives. Like I really want to know what's happening. I want to try to be able to prove what's happening, you know? And I went down in the basement where supposedly a lot of this activity is, and I walked down there, heard a voice clear as day in my ear go, "Get out." And I was like, oh, someone's talkative. And I think that must have pissed him off, because after I moved in there, shit started happening. Things started happening. He was like, this motherfucker's cocky. Like he thinks, you know, he's like, he can't be scared or whatever. And meanwhile, I was like, it was fucking scary, but like whatever. And I tried to bridge this gap with him. His name is, oh my God, not Leonard, Luther. His name is Luther. And he actually had a patent for Hollywood films. You know, like how they get like when you old school Hollywood film would pop up and letters would be on screen saying like, this future production by, you know, Paramount Pictures. Like he actually made the device that does that. And so I was trying to bridge the gap where I would actually set up IR cameras and be like, Luther, this is like modern day cameras. Like if you want to come check this out, I'm going to leave a whole bunch of shit out and you can fuck with it all night. You can do whatever you want with it. If you don't want to touch it, that's fine, whatever. But I did that shit for like a fucking week straight, where I was just like, try it, man. Like try this camera, like an old, like just a, you know, click and shoot camera. But like, hey man, try it out. Like this is a modern camera. Like I know you're not used to it, but all you do is press this button and it turns and it just takes a photo just like that. And I did this shit and wasn't getting anything. And I was like, all right, like I guess he's just not interested, because he's a very temperamental spirit. But I was like, just know, man, like, you know, some people are afraid of you, but I understand, you know, like who you are and what you are. And if you want to communicate, and even if you don't, man, like I'm here if you want to. And the way this house was set up is you'd come down the hallway and there'd be a bathroom to the left. You continue down about another 4 or 5 feet. There'd be an office to the right, and then the wall would tee out at the end, bedroom. And the bedroom that we stayed in was actually his wife's bedroom, because it was during the 50s how they would have separate bedrooms. And the room to the left would be his room, which was her mom's room. And her mom had her door open, had the TV on. She was asleep. So I was trying to be quiet and trying to be polite, and, you know, not trying to wake her up. And I go and I start grabbing onto the door handle of our room, and something catches out of the corner of my eye to see like a glint, like just the light catches just right. So I turn and look, and I am probably from me to Marty away from a 6'1" white male, brown hair, black and white checkered shirt. He's got dark rimmed glasses like myself. He's wearing like kind of like slack styles, and I'm standing that close to see all those features. And it's within a fraction of a second. I just go like, huh. And then I'm like, wait a second. Nobody else is supposed to be here. Who the fuck was that? And I look back and there's nobody there. I was like, they just saw a fucking ghost. That's pretty weird. And so I'm just kind of like trying to process what I saw. And I fucking stared into his eyes. I was that close to look at him. And I'm sitting there telling Taylor, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like I just saw something. And she's like, what do you look like? Yeah, he's a white dude. You know, he had kind of like medium cut hair. Like it was pretty short, but he had kind of like a little bit taller on top. Like, and, you know, described the whole thing. And she's like, hold on a second. And she starts going online, and she pulls up a photo of her grandfather and shows me the photo. And it's the exact same outfit he was wearing. shot for fucking shot. Every single thing he was wearing was in that photo. And I was like, yeah, that guy. And she's like, yeah, that's my great grandfather. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like,
That's
yeah.
pretty crazy.
It's like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
So my dad, he makes me laugh because when I like see stuff like that, it scares me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please don't show yourself to me. I don't want to see you. Like, but my dad's like, why are you scared? What the fuck are they going to do to you? They can't hurt you. So I've been like thinking that when I'm at work by myself, I'm like, what if he can hurt me though? I'm like, what if I challenge him? I'm like, you can't hurt me. Like shoves me down the stairs.
That is
Spirit.
absolutely. Listen, as someone who's investigated for a long, I've been investigating professionally for over a decade, like professionally, like with the team. And that is absolutely the worst possible thing you can do. Like the people who are like, you can't do anything, and then they're like, oh really? You want to fucking see?
Yeah, I'm like, he's gonna shove me down the stairs. No one's gonna know. I'm gonna be like passed out, knocked out at the end of the staircase. Charles is gonna wake up in the morning and be like, where the fuck's Sandra? And then how am I gonna explain that to people?
Am I?
He wouldn't miss me?
Yeah, I mean, like
Charles is like, finally, Jesus
He's
Christ.
like, oh, thank God, thank you. Like, he's like friends with the ghost. He like pays off the ghost. He's like,
dabs him
what a
up.
now
way
it's
to get
time
away
to start
with
my
this.
cult.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've done, I've talked about it on the other podcast that we do in this room, Haunts, Graves, and Omens, but I could do a whole episode about like our personal paranormal encounters, where I actually told a story about how I was in San Diego quite a long time ago, and I was telling the story of how I was with, at the time was my girlfriend, and we interacted with what we later determined to be because I range entities in 3 different ways, like demonic entities, or I can't even say demonic, I say evil intent entities because I can't really prove they're demonic or not, but like I range them in 3 different ways. Level 1 is like shadow figures, things like that, with and level 2 is black-eyed children, and level 3 is like the Hat Man, or a literal fucking like red-horned fucking being.
So speaking of the Hat Man,
Yeah.
we were just talking about it while you were in the bathroom. I seen the Hat Man at Miss Gill's Inn.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
I didn't hear
Gill's
that
Inn.
part. I just heard her say Miss Gill's Inn, and one of the scariest things she saw was there, and I was like, you got to save this for when Fred gets back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, it was actually,
I told her.
Yeah, so yeah, we
so
did
you
the
went through
yeah,
it, yeah.
yeah, we did the New Mexico episode talking about Miss Gill's Inn. Now I gotta know. I'm gonna totally cut my fucking story. I want to know about Miss Gill's Inn.
Okay.
What?
So I lived by Miss Gill's Inn. I lived about 2 blocks away because there's a main street in Aztec.
It's literally called Main Street.
Yeah, it's literally called Main Street.
Yeah.
And I lived in an apartment complex, and then across like the street this way was Miss Gill's Inn.
Okay.
And so I had a group of friends that lived exactly across the street, a block away from me. It used to be an old skate shop, and then they ended up moving in and made it was like a music, they had like a recording studio and all this stuff. So we used to go there and party when I was a kid, underage partying, So anyways, we're over there, we're drinking, and I wasn't feeling too hot, so I went and sat on their porch, and I was sitting there, and I started feeling like something staring at me, like just like that intense feeling, and I like look over, and at first it was like hard to like see what I was seeing, to tell what I was seeing, but I see this like dark figure, and it almost looks like he's in a trench coat, and then he has like a top hat on, and I'm like staring because I'm like, it's probably. So Aztec's a really small town. No one's walking around. It's not like Portland where, you have crazy homeless people walking around. Like usually at night, there's like really no one walking around too much. So I'm staring like, what the hell is that? And he's standing next to like the light post. So I'm like, am I just seeing like a shadow? And as I like stare longer, everything starts becoming more detailed.
Yeah.
And he has like 2 glowing red eyes. And it's not the scariest thing I'd see like by appearance, but the way I felt was the most scared I've ever felt.
Yeah.
Like it literally sent this like fear inside my body where I couldn't even talk. I literally bolted inside their house, hyperventilating. I couldn't breathe because I was so scared. And my friends are trying to calm me down. They're like, Sandra, what's going on? And I'm like trying to catch like my breath and everything. And they're like, please just tell us what's wrong with you. And when I finally was able to speak, I didn't want to tell them.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of scared. I was like 16, 17, so it was like, didn't want to be like, I just seen something like a ghost,
Yeah.
And then people like,
There's a demon in these hills.
it's like something.
Yeah.
And then so finally they're like, just tell us what you saw. So they get me to tell them, and I'm like, I tell them what I see, and they're like, yeah, Miss Gales is fucking haunted. Like, one of our friends that was there that night used to live there with his mom, and then he was like, don't like be ashamed. Like, I've seen so much stuff there, but like I said, not the scariest thing in appearance, but the way I felt was terrified.
Yeah, the Miss Gales Inn is one of those places that I really want to be able to go and visit at some point. Even though it's for sale, right, Marty?
It is for sale.
Even though it's for sale, I'm sure I
You
could.
should
I'm sure
buy
we can get in contact. Like,
yeah.
the number for the owners is in front of the building on a fucking...
Yeah.
You know, they've got so much, like, paranormal shit going on there that they wouldn't even phase them. They'd be like, okay, like, you know, maybe pay us a little bit of money or something.
I would literally, I'd probably, just off the bat, I'd probably be like, I'll pay you $300 to go in there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll give you whatever you fucking...
I would want to stay 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
If I had a group of people, it'd be cool to stay the night there.
I would.
Because
I've stayed the night there
you've
before.
stayed the night there. My friend that was there that had lived there, it's very active. They actually have pictures, I'm pretty sure,
They do.
in the entrance of like that people have taken there.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah.
stuff in the mirrors and stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty intense.
The one story that was really fun when we did that New Mexico episode for Haunts, Graves, and Omens was you were talking about the photo that's in the front lobby of the female specter that's on like a couch or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of the stories that was from one of the owners, I can't remember if it was the husband or the wife off the top of my head, but I think it was Miss Gale herself was like saw this cowboy staring at that photo.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's like, "Can I help you, sir?" And then he just looks at her and then looks at the photo, and then just like walks into the wall, just like, I know that person. I don't know. He
Yeah.
just like walks in, and it was just like that's pretty fucking wholesome, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, like we did we investigated San Diego, saw a class 1 demonic evil entity thing, and it got attached to the person I was with, and we had to go do a minor rite of exorcism at a Catholic church after. And like ever since then, I completely changed the way I do ghost hunting, because like before I used to be a ghost bro, kind of like how Zach Bagans, where he's like, "Come fight me, you fucking piece of shit!" Like I'll do anything for ghosts. Now I'm like, okay, let's just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Let's just chill the fuck out. If nothing happens, nothing happens. If something happens, we'll at least get it on camera, because otherwise, if I don't get it on camera, I'm kind of fucked. You know,
Yeah.
like then what? I just had something scary happen to me, and no one got a shot of it. You know, we're not getting anything out of it other than my own personal experience of being terrified. But yeah, ghosts are fun. If you guys were ghosts, and you guys had a haunted business, what business would you haunt?
I guess I would choose the club. If I was like an old man that used to work there, I'd be like, this is the spot.
I'd probably haunt like a Golden Corral or something.
The hometown buffet.
I honestly
Totally,
think it'd
bro.
be so awesome to haunt family members. Like, if I died right now, I would fuck with my sister so hard. Like, I would just enjoy it so much. Like, I would just, like, move stuff. Like, because I know her so well, so
Yeah.
I know what would piss her off. Just, like, you know, be able to, like, literally do, like, the most detailed, like, stuff. Like, I just, like, I'm going to take this one makeup brush because I know this is the one she uses the most.
Take the keys and just
Or
put them on the couch.
you would put your fucking toe split. Still after death, it still like shows up next to a toothbrush and stuff.
Yes. So I'm not wearing it right now. So I have a
bunion.
A bunion. So a lot of people think that's a growth. I'm just here to inform you it's not. So basically, my feet are so flat that my bone is kind of separating. And so I have to wear like a splint in my feet when I like wear my shoes. It just helps me. Like, it's kind of like the opposite problem that Marty has with his feet. My feet go.
Yeah.
My feet
And they
go
call me
inwards.
deformed.
Yeah. So anyways, it's like this rubber thing that I wear between my toes. It's like squishy. So Charles and my sister hate it, understandably. Like, it's a thing that sits between my toes all day. But I like to fuck with them because they hate it so much. So I like started putting it on stuff that Charles had to grab. So I would like set it on top of like the Xbox controller and then just wait until he had to go like grab it. Or I would like set it on his pack of smokes. Like, I would just like think like, he has
To be real cruel, you could put my last cigarette and you put it on the filter,
You would smoke.
and then I would
Put it on his bottle of lotion when he goes to jerk off. And he's like, "Ah!" wrong.
It just comes out of the little nozzle.
It just like softens. Aww. But yeah, with my sister, I don't even try to put it near her. It just ends up near her shit. Like, I don't know. I think it's because my nephew at the time was only 3. I think he was moving it.
Probably chewing on it.
Well,
I bet you he
one
was
day
chewing on it because it's chewy. It looks
Yeah, it looks
one
chewy.
day, I don't think he was chewing on it, but my sister's like, "What are you playing with? Bring that to me." And he comes over and he just drops it in her hand. And my sister freaks out because she hates feet. And she's like, "Give me that! Don't ever touch that again!" Like acting like he was gonna catch a disease.
What's the grossest thing Charles ever done to you?
Well, hold on. Before we get to that, I want to know, Charles, if you're a ghost, what would you haunt?
I think I would haunt like a really fun ice cream shop.
That's pretty fun.
That's pretty good.
I'd probably haunt like a comedy club or like a music venue.
Yeah.
I think that
That
probably
would be cool to
my,
haunt
my,
a music venue because you
Yeah.
could catch a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
And like fuck with all the people traveling through.
Oh my god, it'd be
I don't know,
so
I'll just
fun.
be catching shows. I mean, be like, shit, I don't gotta pay. Catch every band that comes through the Roseland.
Yeah.
I would just like be like crowd surfing and they'd be like, yeah, and as security's about to grab me, be like, and then just disappear. So just fucks with a bunch of people's heads.
That would be cool. That yeah, I like Fred's idea.
All right,
That would be cool.
What's the gross thing Charles has ever done?
To you.
To me,
Speaking to the microphone.
let me think. He's done some pretty gross stuff to me, so I'm like trying to think of the grossest.
Just name a few then that comes to
Okay,
mind.
so one would probably be he spread his butt cheeks bare and farted on me.
Yeah.
And that was
Shot. You shot.
that was very traumatizing because
So
one,
fucking proud of yourself. You're so fucking proud of yourself.
so he snuck up on me. So like I didn't voluntarily watch this. Like I was going to college at the time, so I was doing online work and I was sitting at my desk like doing homework. And he goes, Sandra, and he's so fast. He just already had his pants pulled down. He like spreads his butt cheeks and farts. But let me ask you this, because some people wouldn't think that's gross. But have you guys ever seen a butthole fart?
No, I can't say I have.
It literally went out and back in.
Yeah.
And I was like, so like, what the fuck
What did the fart sound like?
It was like,
That was a good one.
yeah, it was disgusting. Like, I never
You're
like,
so fucking proud of yourself, Charles.
I never thought I would see a butthole fart, but it really like changes. Like it like moved. So that was pretty gross. I feel like
What about when me and Marty tried to pull that
I
maneuver?
was just about to say that.
What was it? What happened?
So these guys tried to pull a prank on me, and they were like, "So do you know that trick where you put your hands in between the door frames,
Yeah.
and then you like press long enough that your arms like float up?"
Yeah.
So they're telling me, they're like, "Yeah, I have this trick. It's kind of like when your arms float, but it's different. We just seen it on YouTube or whatever." They're telling me this story, and they're like, "So you're gonna lay down." And you close your eyes, we put this over your face. It's like a bandana. They're like, we lay this over your face and you sit up. Then you'll lay back down. You're going to do it 3 times. And it's going to feel like your body's floating away, is what they tell me. So I'm like, I don't trust these guys. There's like him, Marty. There's Rick. I think David. I don't know. There was like a
Probably
group.
not David.
Oh, it was before David was here, huh?
Yeah.
But there was a group of them. And I'm like, I don't trust these guys. So I like lay down. And they cover my face, and I sit up once, and they're all sitting there smiling at me like, I'm like, why do you guys look like that? And so I lay back down, and I'm like, I don't know about this. So I sit up the second time, and they're still just sitting there. The third time, I feel someone step by me, and I'm like, fuck you guys. I rip off the handkerchief off my face, and Charles is literally bare butt over my face, ready for me to just sit back up right into his butt cheek. But what the grossest thing about that is he had just sat in the bathroom for an hour shitting.
So even though I had wiped myself
And it was
clean,
like hot like it is in here, like humid. He had stunk up the house and it was fucking foul. And he was just going to let me put my face in his butt.
well, the thing too is even if I had wiped my butt completely clean from poo, it still would have been full of sweat. Sandra would have got caramel on the dog.
I'm so happy that I didn't do that. That would have sucked because they were filming as well.
What about I don't know. It's really, I think it just comes down to mostly farts.
Just mostly farts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has this. I told him so. you guys know that guy that became like famous. I think it was on TikTok, and every day he filmed himself farting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's multiple.
No. I know of one that's called stairwell farts. I'll see if I can find them. Hold on.
So I told Charles. So Charles does this thing where he does like different tricks to fart on me. It's not pleasant. Like, so one of them, like, I'll be like laying on the bed, like looking at my phone, and he'll like front flip, roll with his butt landing on my face, and then fart. And Charles is like quick. Like he's like very like he's fast. Like he's quick. And so he has that one. The other day he came up with a new one, and he like was sitting up like on the bed, and he had the blanket behind him, and he farted and then like umbrellaed the blanket like over.
No, there's one.
So I told him he should start his own channel and like name each like fart maneuver, each trick he does.
Yeah,
a
dude.
different like name. 'Cause he's done more.
Yeah, because there's one where
He's quite talented.
you fart. You gotta have like a like I have this feathery blanket that's like you can just throw it and it was.
yeah.
So one I like get it like a sail and I'll fart, and then you throw the blanket. You don't. So you like fart and then you grab it and then throw the blanket and then it lands on them and it explodes like a bomb.
Wait, let me ask you this.
What?
What's the grossest thing that Charles has ever done to you, Marty?
Probably like fart in his hand and suck it into his mouth and blow it in my face.
Yeah, he's done that to me before.
I just want to share That's pretty crazy, man.
That's pretty crazy.
I wanna share this TikTok page. It's called Stairwell Farts. It's just a guy who farts on stairwells. Just go ahead and just.
That sounds like one of mine.
Can you imagine one of mine in there, babe?
Yeah. Sandra farts a lot too.
It's so funny. It's the best TikTok page. Oh my god.
Thing is Sandra farts a lot. It's probably the same amount as I do. But hers don't like stink like mine. It's weird.
But mine are like super loud.
And they're super loud. They're super like soundful.
Soundful.
Like hers is way more noise pollution, where mine is actually like actual pollution.
Charles's farts, like, he could fart like over there, and it would take us 5 minutes to smell it. That's how thick it is. And then by the time it hits you, you're like, what the fuck? You're like, you farted like 10 minutes ago. That's your fucking fart?
Like the Chipotle one.
The best farts are like ones that sound like an elk dying. You know, you're just like, and you're just like, fuck, man.
Dude, Marty's are the ones that sound crazy.
Yeah.
He's got the crazy sound and smell. So arguably Marty's are the worst.
I don't think so.
I think yours are the worst, but mine I'm more mean with.
And far more frequent.
Yeah, see, but I let it out. So you'll like, I feel like you'll be brewing in there. You'll be brewing. And then you'll drop it and it'll just be like, no. And then you'll smell it and it won't even smell like a fart. It'll smell like something else and you'll be like, ugh, that was the fart.
Smell like a 5-course
It doesn't
meal.
sound
Smells like ketchup and
onions.
onions.
And onions is ketchup and onions
can
is
taste it.
crazy.
I think Marty, Marty's don't sound like a fart or smell like a fart. They're just like its own sound. Like I've heard like just like whale sounds, like whale calling.
It's like Dory speaking well in Nemo.
And then you smell it and you're like, this smells like a cake and like rotting meat.
What about your fart the other day, Charles? When you laughed or I like poked you in the belly, so you pushed really hard right when you were farting, and it was like.
I don't
Like a
remember.
duck call.
It sounded like a duck.
You got mad at me yesterday. You're like, go wipe.
Yeah, that one was wet.
Go wipe is crazy. Here, you know what? I'm actually we're gonna do this real quick. Hold on. We're gonna call Taylor.
This is his fiance.
Tay. Hey, Tay.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi. What's going on? Welcome to the doc.
Hi, Taylor. We're on the show. We're talking about farts.
Oh, good.
Yeah. How are my farts?
Not great.
Is there any that stand out in your head?
He literally farted by the bed this morning and then walked away. And it was fucking bad. So,
Yeah. I mean, is it like so it's not an enjoyable experience?
I don't think anyone would find that enjoyable, but no.
My girlfriend does. She actually really enjoys it.
No, I do not. For 10 years, he has made himself believe that I enjoy his farts.
Is there any that stick out in your head that you remember?
I mean, they're all not good. So, I mean, they both kind of blended together.
The thing is I'll just drop the worst fart, and then 2 minutes later, my girlfriend, like Dory, she'll be like, I want to cuddle now. After she's like got accustomed to the water.
Yeah, but when it's really stinky and I get pissed, you're like, you chose this life. And I'm like, fuck, he's right.
Well, Tay, listen, just know that you chose his life, okay?
I'm well aware.
Yeah, I'll be sure to keep up the good work.
I would appreciate it if you didn't.
Well,
If you didn't.
well, I'm gonna. Bye.
I'm glad I'm not in this fight alone.
Should we
Charles says
Marty-
that Sandra is in the presence of farts so much she likes farts as presents.
But that's like honestly not fair because all of you guys have farted on me.
You farted on me before.
Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
I even saw you
proud.
fart on sleep once.
Oh yeah, I did. Honestly, that's what made Charles fall in love with me. Is one time I was drinking and I farted on Charles, and this was before we ever even dated, and he never forgot. And I think that's why he like fell in love with me.
It was love at first fart.
I just want to
First
share.
sniff.
Can I share a couple more stairwell farts with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. It's still going.
Yeah. Do you think that smelled?
Wait, can I tell you guys the grossest thing I ever did to Charles?
Yeah. What's the grossest thing you ever did to Charles?
So, I don't know if it's as gross as anything as he's done to me, but I did feel pretty proud of myself for this one. So, one day, I wake up and like, you know, those morning farts where you just like release, they're like long. So, I wake up, it's summertime, I let this big fart out. And I turn around and Charles had flipped upside down in the bed because the fan was at the end of the bed and it was hot. So he had flipped to put his head near the fan. So his face was right in my butt with his mouth open. So I had farted straight into his mouth. and then I look back and I'm like, oh, I just farted in his face. And I'm like, yes, I got it. But what was more funny is he actually smiled.
He's sleeping. He's like,
He let a little smirk. But that was pretty good. Like, Because I could never do that, like, if he was awake.
Yeah.
He's much stronger than I.
Sandra, what is Huttata?
The way I talk and laugh.
Yeah. Explain to our audience. Huttata.
So,
Because I'm always talking about you and I'm always like, Huttata.
so apparently, the way I talk and present myself, Charles says mostly everyone just hears.
It's pretty good.
Did you I don't even remember what I was going to say.
He's been over there.
That's good
just
radio
like-
He's been
right
over
there.
there just hitting that turret stick this whole time.
That's straight up fucking podcasting on your ass,
Yeah.
I'm
dude.
podding, bro. Look how high I am. Sitting here with this twister.
With baby
I didn't
Charles.
even realize that the grass is moving and shit.
Yeah, bro. It's a fucking.
Sick.
Oh, there was lightning.
Yeah.
Oh man, wow! I would have just left it on this the whole time and hit my turn stick.
Well, hit your turn to stick now, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Look how
Clouds,
fucking.
we got fog.
Oh, dude, we got fucking fog. Dude. Oh,
clouds
Twister.
rolling in.
Oh wow!
You're Bill Paxton, dude.
That actually
Bill
does
Paxton.
make it look realistic.
Rest in peace.
When did Bill Paxton die?
A couple years ago.
I did not even know that.
Yeah.
Sad.
I knew that though. What's his name died of an overdose from Twister.
Grimace?
Yeah, Grimace.
Oh, yeah.
No, what was that fucking guy's name?
Oh, Philip Seymour
Philip
Hoffman.
Seymour Hoffman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil C. Hoff.
Yeah, the Phil C. Hoff guy. Yeah. Yeah, Bill Paxton, when he died, they actually, all the storm chasers arranged a giant BP in the middle of Tornado Alley with all their GPS locators.
Oh damn. That's
And I was
cool.
like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty wholesome.
Butt play.
Yeah.
Dude, did I tell you about? Because I have that show idea. I think I've brought it up on here, but the Stoned Chasers.
No.
No, me and Avery. I wanted to do it with Avery. This is actually a perfect. This would be like a perfect, fucking
background.
background or just a.
Representation.
Yeah, just like an ad for it. But Stoned Chasers is a show where me and a couple friends and a couple scientists, we go to Oklahoma, we go chase tornadoes, we get high as fuck, and then we chase tornadoes. It's called Stone Chasers. I think it would be a great show.
I'd watch it.
I feel like that'd be really good, or you guys could go and visit different dispensaries across the U.S. Be like Stormed Chasers.
Yeah, but I want to chase tornadoes. That was the whole
Yeah.
point.
Charles said that he wants to get one of those machines, the ones that like anchor down into the ground, so you could actually sit in the tornado as the tornado comes over you. But he wants to like rig it to be a bong. So like as like the tornado's coming over, it like starts like percolating, and then like it's just creating like a vape inside of it. So
Yeah, it's
everyone's
like
just
a
getting
gravity
high.
bong.
Yeah, like a gravity bong.
That'd be crazy.
But then you're
bro.
actually smoking the tornado.
Yeah.
And that's like the season finale of Stoned Chaser. And then like
Pretty good season finale, bro.
yeah, like the whole show we're like getting close to using this bong. We're like, fuck, we just seen this. We had
It's like
a F-
Dorothy.
Yeah, it's like Dorothy. Yeah, it's like we had this F2. We were right in the path, and then at last minute it dissipated. And we have actual scientists there too to be like, yes, when you see a funnel cloud, all this shit, and then we're there just like, dude, like this was a good twister, you know. Like, hopefully on this next one we can anchor down and hop inside the tit, because that one's called the TIV, the tornado
Intercept vehicle.
intercept vehicle. Ours would be the TIT, the tornado intercept truck. Or the TIB, the tornado intercept bong.
The tip would go hard, dude.
Yeah,
Tornado interceptor toke.
toker.
Yeah, dude. That'd be crazy.
And then we're inside, we're getting like dope footage, like in the tornado, it's like and we're like hitting the tornado, like, you know.
yeah.
And then season 2, we do the same thing, but as the finale for season 2, we take fucking mushrooms.
That's such a bad idea. I'm about it.
We take mushrooms and we're inside a tornado.
Oh my god.
I don't know about all
All right. We're about out of time here, so we're going to start doing our shout outs and all that stuff. Thanks so much for joining us on this week's episode of The Doc. Check out the Stone Chasers on wherever you can get it. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us on the .com pod on TikTok, the Doc Comedy Podcast.
Why is it not called TikTok?
Well,
TikTok.
you know, that's I'm pretty sure it's
Next
the Doc
week,
Comedy
find
Podcast.
out why it's not called TikTok.
On Instagram. You want to follow me directly, go and follow me at I Have the Haunted on Instagram. Go check it out. Marty.
Yeah, Charles.
Sandra, do you have any socials you want to throw out there?
Well, you could follow me on Instagram, Sandro Cedro, or you can follow, we didn't mention this, but we're all three in a band together, the Super Nothings. You can follow us on Instagram as well. And hopefully by next year, we'll have an album out.
Yeah, hopefully real soon. We're supposed to hop in the studio last week to record, but we ended up not.
Somebody got thick.
Somebody got thick.
Lame.
Not me, Charles.
Chuck.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Ghetto Feather.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to follow Sandra, Marty, and I's band, it's at _super.nothings.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Go check it out. I don't really have a sign off for the show like I do for H.G.O.
Should
Well, I
have
just want to say thank you. I was a little nervous. I thought you
were
guys were going to pick on me a little more.
We should have.
We will next time for sure.
So
I don't fucking know. Let's talk.
Here, you put your one finger to Fred, one finger to me,
We'll just
and we all connect and dock.
Charles, gotta get in here.
You can't even see it.
Get more in frame.
You gotta come over here. You gotta come all the way over here.
You gotta get more in frame to do that. There's no fucking way. Let's go. Let's go.
It feels so good.
Oh my god, that's stupid.